Let me start by being brutally honest. I never thought I'd live through a time where being a developer might stop meaning what it's meant for decades. But here we are, and most of us are pretending not to notice. This is what it really looks like from the inside. Okay, you know that moment in a code review where someone asks, "Why did you pick this approach?" And you pause, just a split second too long, before you answer? Lately, that pause is getting longer for everyone. It's not because we're dumb. It's because most of us, myself included, are relying on AI to write so much of our code that we've started to skip the part where we actually understand what we're doing. A few months ago, I was reviewing a junior developer's pull request. Clean, tested, elegant. But when I asked why they chose JWT over session tokens for authentication, they looked at me like I'd asked them to explain quantum physics. The answer? ChatGPT told me to. No shame, no hesitation, just a quiet, honest truth. And I realized I've been doing exactly the same thing. We've become operators, not engineers. The old joke was, I copied it from Stack Overflow. But at least with Stack Overflow, you had to understand the problem, search for it, and read 5 different wrong answers before you landed on something that actually worked. Now, you paste your problem into ChatGPT, Copilot, or whatever, and ship whatever comes out. Honestly, it feels magical. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't understand your own code, you're not a software engineer. You're a glorified operator pressing buttons on a machine you don't really control. Are we building our own dark age? It sounds dramatic, but let's look at what's really happening. Dash AI generated code is everywhere. In some startups, 90% of production code is now AI written. Juniors are learning by copying AI, not by wrestling with problems. Seniors are relying on AI for productivity, skipping the part where they teach, review, and mentor. Nobody really understands the code base anymore. Sound familiar? It should. That's how civilizations lose knowledge. Slowly, then all at once. The productivity paradox. You've seen the headlines. Developers 126% more productive with Copilot. But dig deeper and you'll find the other data points. AI-driven teams ship faster, but introduce more bugs. Knowledge about the why behind systems is vanishing. Code reviews turn into rubber stamping AI's work. Juniors who never debug or architect just become prompt engineers. The real kicker? Senior developers, like me, are as guilty as anyone. It's so tempting to let AI do the heavy lifting, especially when deadlines are looming and you need to show results. The death of real mentorship. Let's be honest, nobody wants to mentor anymore. It's slow, it's messy, and now it feels obsolete. Why bother walking a junior through decision making when ChatGPT can do it in 30 seconds? But here's the thing. Code bases don't survive on fast answers. They survive on understanding. And understanding comes from pain, repetition, and old-fashioned, sometimes boring teaching. The forgotten skills. Nobody admits we need debugging, architecture, trade-offs, why a system is built a certain way. I remember spending hours staring at logs, tracing bugs through 3 microservices, and reading RFCS because nobody else had written a tutorial. That sucked, but it made me dangerous. Now, juniors don't learn to debug. They just regenerate the code until the error goes away. And the cycle repeats. Seniors stop teaching, juniors stop learning, and nobody understands the legacy systems we all depend on. The recursion trap. AI learning from us while we learn from AI. Think about this for a second. We're training AI on code written by humans who understood what they were doing. Now we're training humans by having them learn from AI that only knows how to pattern match. Soon, AI will be learning from code written by juniors who learned from AI. Each generation loses a little more context, a little more understanding. It's a knowledge decay spiral, and it's happening right now. The aqueduct analogy. Building what we can't fix. The Romans built aqueducts that lasted 1,000 years. But when their society started prioritizing new conquests over maintenance, the people who understood water engineering retired, and nobody bothered to train replacements. The result? A civilization that lost the knowledge to keep its own infrastructure running. Sound familiar? Right now, your team's microservices, your CI/CD pipelines, your distributed systems, these are our aqueducts. We're building them, but will anyone remember how to fix them in 5 years? The fragile future we're creating. We keep telling ourselves that AI makes us more productive. But what happens when the AI fails, or the requirements change, or the codebase breaks in a way nobody has seen before? Suddenly, there's nobody left who understands the original design, the trade offs, or the hidden traps. We're not just risking bugs or outages, we're risking the ability to maintain the systems we depend on. The feedback loop. Are we training ourselves into oblivion? What scares me most isn't that juniors rely on AI, it's that seniors do too. We're all cutting corners, trusting the black box, and skipping the hard part actual thinking. If the next generation of AI is trained on code written by humans who never learned the fundamentals, what do you think happens to quality? To reliability? To the ability to innovate? What can we actually do? Let's skip the usual just learn fundamentals advice. Here's what might actually work. For juniors, AI Free Fridays. Pick one day a week and solve your problems without Copilot or ChatGPT. Yes, it'll be painful. That's the point. Explain every AI generated line. If you can't say what it does, do not ship it. Find the why, not just the how. Every time you copy something, ask yourself why it works. For seniors, mentor for real. Take time to explain architecture, not just code style. Document your decisions. Not just what you did, but why. Dash push for understanding, not just delivery. Speed is good, but understanding is insurance. For teams across industry, mix experience levels. Create teams where knowledge transfer is a real goal, not just a checkbox. Incentivize learning and documentation. Pay attention to who actually understands the system, not just who ships the most lines of code. Be honest about risk. Admit when you're relying on tools you don't understand. That's step one to fixing it. Final thought. Don't be the last one to remember. We're not just shipping features, we're deciding what the next generation of programmers will know. If we keep going the way we are, we'll end up managing ruins, not systems. The future doesn't belong to AI. It belongs to people who can work with AI but still understand the code when the lights go out. Let's not build our own programming dark age, at least not without fighting back.